What up, though, y'all? We here with another Raptors recommendation, baby. It's the segment of my channel. My producer, Sam Raptor, recommends an album that I review and check out. This week, we are doing Kool Moe Dee, How You Like Me Now, 1987, boy. How does it stand up today, and how was it when it released? Let's get it.
Student loans, 50 G's in debt now. Uncle Sam calling me a threat now. I tell you, learn a trade before you go to college. Piece of paper means nothing, you can't apply the knowledge.
Starting off, man, I have to address this cover here, this album cover right here, because if you see down here at the bottom of the album cover, you'll recognize a red Kango. Who does that belong to? That's LL Cool J's red Kango from this picture right here. Yeah, he loves that hat. And so he was dissing LL Cool J a lot on this record, on this album. Even if he doesn't mention names, and I think he does once or twice, but like, even if he doesn't mention names, he's clearly dissing LL Cool J. He felt like LL Cool J was stepping on his style, wasn't respecting rap, was the young kid in town, just like kind of not respecting how hip hop was at the time. And I feel like this was a crazy legendary beef at the time, y'all. Kool Moe Dee versus LL Cool J. Kool Moe Dee did How You Like Me Now, and then LL Cool J did Jack the Ripper.
How you like me now? I'm getting busier. I'm double platinum. I'm watching you get dizzier. Check out the way I say my, display my, play my. J on the back, behind the cool without the A.
And then Kool Moe Dee did another record.
Trying to be me. Now LL stands for a lower level. Lackluster, last, least, limp, lover, lousy, lame, late, lethargic, lazy, lemon, little, logic, lucky, leech, liver, lip, laborious, louse on the losers.
And then LL Cool J did another record.
Give me that microphone. I'ma show you the real meaning of the danger zone. Stop dancing, get to walking. Shut your old mouth when young folks is talking.
And so, like, yeah, man, it's crazy. This has been a long-standing beef for a while. They joke about it now, but at the time, in fact, Kool Moe Dee is downplaying it now. Like, if you ask somebody now, he's like, no, I wasn't dissing. In fact, just play the clip.
A lot of people saying hip-hop is not going to go on there, it's not going to last, blah, 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 blah. So my How You Like Me Now was talking about to the rest of the world, like, it worked, it lasted, it did what it did, and now How You Like Me Now. It's kind of like my last laugh at the time. So I wasn't using it, but I was bragging about it from that standpoint. And I took a lot of my friends to the Soul Train Awards or whatever, Soul Train, the show, because I was bragging to them in college, because they were saying, Run DMC is hot now, what you going to do, what you doing? Because you know how the hood is. There's a whole lot of naysayers when you're doing something. They're not against you, but they're not rooting for you either. It's like, you're going to mess up, what's up. So my How You Like Me Now was right, more of a statement to them. And I was talking about the industry in general when I said How You Like Me Now. And because I put LL's picture on his Kango on the Jeep and on the album cover, people thought I was talking about him. But I was talking about really focused on Run DMC, quite frankly, and talking about the industry in general, How You Like Me Now.
Yeah. That's crazy, okay? Like, you obviously were dissing LL Cool J. Oh, that red Kango belongs to one man, and we all know it, okay? So, but looking at the record, looking at the beef first. Looking at the beef, I gotta say that LL Cool J, man, came out on top, in my opinion. And not just because of the success that he's seen over the years, but I'm talking about just analyzing from a standpoint. Kool Moe Dee was making popular those multi-syllable rhymes before Rakim was doing it. So I have to give him props on that in terms of Kool Moe Dee and like Melly Mel and Kaz were like kind of the pioneers in terms of elevating rap from that ha kind of style. And there's a little bit of ha in here still, okay? But it's not as ha as you think it would be, okay? But I gotta say that the datedness of this is crazy. 1987, hip hop was in a different place at this time, y'all, okay? When two people diss like LL Cool J and Kool Moe Dee, there was no violence involved. There's no worry of violence involved. There was just people duking it out on the mic, you know, and hip hop was elevated because of this. This is where beefing started. This is where hip hop started, is being a competition. It got raised because of this competition where people are pushing each other. In fact, LL Cool J thanks Kool Moe Dee later on for pushing him.
Kool Moe Dee is in the building, who I listened to. You know, I used to stare at his records as a little kid, dreaming of what it would be like to be able to make an album, make a record, to get into music and to do my thing. So Mo, I appreciate you and thank you for that, for this thing that you started. I'm a day one fan.
When he accepted his Rock and Roll Hall of Fame record award. So that's kind of cool, man. I mean, gotta clap it up for that. Gotta clap it up for hip hop, man, and where it came from, where its standpoint from Cool Herc, parties and stuff like that, to where we at today, Afro Bambaataa to now. You know what I'm saying? So I love that, man. I love where it started. I love where it came from. I studied hip hop. I'm a student of the game. Okay, so don't get it twisted. Okay, but yeah, man, I love this record. This is a pretty good record, and for judging it from an old school kind of lens. But if you judge it from a now lens, it doesn't stand up at all. I mean, like, you play this for your kids, I'm like, what are we listening to? Turn off this garbage. Turn off this absolute trash. Turn off this. My ears are bleeding. So that's what the kids are going to say if they hear it now. And but there is some records that might be able to stand, from How You Like Me Now. Don't Dance has a pretty good. If you take the Don't Dance vocals and you put them on another beat, man, you could have something that stands up today, because the Don't Dance record on this, Don't Dance is a song on this album, is like more fast paced. And that's, I think, the biggest change in terms of rap then and rap now, is that it's more fast paced. It's a lot more go, go, go. And even when it's slow, the quality is much different. So like the quality on the vocals is the biggest thing to stand out here, because the beats, like some of the beats are dope, but they got James Brown samples on here. You got other samples on here. A lot of samples going on this album. This is why the beats are pretty good, but like we're talking 4x4 samples here. This is nothing like primo samples or anything like that. Okay, these are like, we cut it here, we cut it here, we loop it, we throw a drum over it. Anybody glazing the production on this is lying to themselves. Okay, I know we got to respect the hip hop where it came from, but if you're glazing this production at the time of when it was made, okay, but if you're glazing it right now and saying like, yeah, man, this is a dope beat, stands up today, no, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't stand up today, never will stand up today. It's always going to be dated, and that's okay. All right, that's okay. It's okay to be dated. It's okay to realize where this stuff came from, and some songs you can't really listen to, like 50 Ways. I cannot listen to that song. This song, that's the worst song on the album to me. And it has like a military drum over the whole time, and he's just rapping over it, but it's like very dry. I can't not stand the song. And even you got to realize that even when this record dropped in 1987, okay, you got to realize that there is still records that people didn't like. Just because Kool Moe Dee is a legend in game, and just because this is a legendary album, and this is a legendary beef between LL and Kool Moe Dee, and Kool Moe Dee got a lot of beefs, man, but doesn't mean that everybody disliked everything he dropped. Okay, like, so even through a lens back there, this wasn't a 10 out of 10 in 1987. Okay, this album came out before I was born. That's crazy. So you got to think, like, probably at the time, this was like a 7 or 8 out of 10 when it dropped. People were like, man, Kool Moe Dee's that guy. And he really was that guy back then. I mean, he almost felt untouchable when he was on stage, But, behind the mic, behind the studio, LL got him, And he was the young cat coming in. We had the new generation. LL was the young boy. He's the new generation coming in and coming in and kind of beefing he actually, Kool Moe Dee beefed with LL first, and then LL responded with Jack the Ripper. So it's not even like he just came at him; like he came at. So, so yeah, man. Kool Moe Dee also went at Run DMC. He went at a bunch of people. I mean, he always was beefing with someone. But the beefs were different back then, more wholesome. So I do like that aspect about it. That's the most important thing to realize, y'all, is that both MCs walked away from this beef alive. That's the biggest thing today. But yeah, overall, the album, man, How You Like Me Now, it really, if I'm judging it from a lens today, this is like a 3 out of 10, like maybe a 2 out of 10, like it just doesn't stand up. Okay. And you can be mad at me if you want, I love old school hip hop. I listen to the record Wild Wild West. That's my jam. Okay. Let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk about Wild Wild West. I did not realize that Will Smith and Dr. Dre song or whatever. No, not Dr. Dre. Will Smith song in, what was it, Drew Hill? In Cisco or Drew Hill or something. I did not realize that Will Smith song came from this song right here by Kool Moe Dee. And I was like, it's just a kind of crazy, like, full circle moment. I was like, oh. So if you know the Will Smith Wild Wild West song, then yeah, go back and listen to this and be like, oh, wow, man, that's where it came from. And I did not even realize that, because I just knew How You Like Me Now. I knew the song No Respect by Kool Moe Dee, but I didn't really know of the Wild Wild West song. Even though I realized I heard it again. I heard it before on like Sirius Satellite, LL Cool J's station he had on there. I think it was called Backspin. But yeah, dope record if you're judging it from when it came out then. And I still love it, but like, because then, like I said, it was like a 7 or 8 out of 10, man. It was a good record. But now it's like a 2 or 3 out of 10. And I'm being pretty fair with that, okay? Because these beats are the most simplistic beats you've heard, over four bar samples, and then the quality is absolutely atrocious, but that what was available at the time. It's hard to even listen to. I'm not even gonna lie to you. The whole album, but like, I was surprised by how easy it was for me to listen, but I'm just judging it on how the people are going to kind of accept it, and that's what it's going to be, straight up. They're going to be like, nope, skip. Oh, the record's done? Oh, that's it. So, oh man, I love this old school beef, though. I might start analyzing some old school beefs, just to do it, man, because I really feel like this is cool to look at the back and forth between them two. But what do y'all think, man? Who do y'all think won? Because not everybody thinks LL won like I did. I think LL won. Who do y'all think won between Kool Moe Dee and LL Cool J, man? And before you judge, I like to remind you that LL has like 25 something albums, and he was just rhyming with Eminem last year, rhyming like Eminem. He has been in every era of music, okay? He is the GOAT, okay? Black Thought, LL, Eminem, Andre 3000, GOATs, MF Doom. There you go. So let me know what y'all think, man. Peace.